All right, everyone, here we go with your energy weather update for the week. I think it's the week. I think the surrounding energies that are here now will last with us about a week. I haven't done anything with the deck yet. Let me cut the deck. Let's get a theme energy. I kind of know what's going on. Before we look, there's a lot of the surrounding energies are providing a lot of courage. Right? There's some healing. I know on the astrology side, I know Chiron's involved. I think with the sun or maybe Mars or Venus. I don't know which one. Doesn't matter. I'm not your astrologer. But in the energy themselves are making us very brave, the surrounding energies. Ideally, I think the universe would like us to direct that toward healing, but you can direct it wherever you want. You can use your free will to take all that bravery and direct it toward asking somebody out or going for that job you always wanted. You can do whatever you want with it. It's probably best used healing, though. And as I say that, we didn't look. There's temperance. That's truth, right? But it's also healing through truth, right? So, honestly, do what you want with the courage that's in the energy. But if I were you, it's a good opportunity to get real, either about someone attached to you, or what you believe, maybe your belief system, right? Or something internal. It could go that way too. Let's shuffle the deck. Let's see where we go. All right, let's go. We'll go. 10 of Wands at the bottom. Yeah. Randomly at the bottom there. That's tens of the end and dead end that lead to a new beginning. So let's see where we go. It's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here or you found Steve Slope Tarot, you're here for a reason. This reading is timeless. Whenever you find it, you're meant to find it. All right? Keep that in mind. It's timeless. You might have the courage to look at something this week, but might not be able to deal with it for a while. I don't know. The Tower is crossing the center card I'm going to pull. The bottom of the deck is the Tower. And the Hierophant. This is big. This is a perspective change on an epic level with the Hierophant there. What's the center card? 2 of Cups. Wow. I'm going to call it a make peace, not war energy. A little bit. It's got kind of a hippy-dippy vibe to it a little bit. How do I describe this to you? This is a meeting of the minds, a contract card, right? A contract is the meeting of the minds, right? 2 minds come together. That's why you can't coerce somebody into doing a contract. You can't say, well, sign it or I'll shoot you, right? You can't do that. It's not a valid contract. You didn't have a meeting of the minds. You just scared the piss out of somebody. And okay, right, It's why torture doesn't work in interrogation. People will just give you the quickest lie they can come up with to make it stop. Right? It's unreliable, as they say. That being said, this is a meeting of the minds within yourself. So it may be projected outward. You might agree with some 2 aspects of yourself. You might agree with them and realize, well, I no longer want to go that way. I want to go this way, right? But for most of you, this is a belief. This is a belief that someone else put inside you that you've always felt differently, and now you're going with how you feel, right? You have and that in effect changes not just your perspective, but your direction in a big way, okay? So there's a lot of, the energy itself, the surrounding energies are inherently, have a lot of bravery within them, but also they allow us to make some changes. They allow us to do a lot of healing. There's a lot of healing on offer here. You saw the Temperance card, but the Tower and the Hierophant is a lot of healing. There's a lot of forward movement, too. What's red with the Hangman? See? What did I say? Rewind. Wheel of Fortune. It's a 10. I mentioned the card we're going to clarify with, or the deck we're going to clarify with, has a 10 at the bottom. 10s are the end and dead end to lead to a new beginning. This is a major arcana 10. This is a new direction. Not just a new perspective. A whole new direction, a whole new you, a whole new belief system, a belief system about yourself, about something else. I don't know. I mean, it can be big, it can be small. I have no idea. Wow, this is a big week. It is. It's setting up. February is a big month. My write-up in February is coming in another week or so. It's big. So there's arguably the most powerful astrological event of the year. I think probably of the last 3 or 4 years, maybe 5, happening. The World Point. Very, very powerful. Here we go. Let's pull on the Two of Cups. Let's talk about this meeting of the minds that you have with yourself. It's with you. It's not with you and another person. This is all very internal. It's all very personal. Right? It causes you to change affiliations. It causes you to change associations. It causes you to change your opinion of yourself on some level. Right? Sometimes there are things that we loathe ourselves for living with. Right? We feel like we have to do it, or we feel like you don't want to change your mind because then it erases 10 years of this, that, and the other thing, for example, or something like that. Right? You're no longer willing to tolerate that. Whatever it is. For some of you, it's very big. For others, again, it's very small. You know, who knows? All right. All right, let's see where we go. Two of Cups. I have no idea. This is very nice, though. It's bravery. But like I said in the beginning, the environmental energy, which I'm pulling on here, you can use it however you want. You've got free will. You can decide that, well, I appreciate Steve's talking about all this fucking healing. Fuck you, Steve. I'm going to use it to go ask that girl out or ask that guy out or go get that job I want or something. I have no idea. I'll pull that bank job I've always been waiting to pull. I have an exorbitant number of criminals that watch my channel. I have no idea why. But hey, you know, maybe you get the bravery to try to crack that safe you never cracked before. I don't know. Whatever the case is, you can use it however you want. It's best used, okay? It's best used to come to a meeting of the minds with yourself and change your life direction forever, okay? That's all I'm going to say. It's crossed by the Three of Pentacles. You agree, well, it's kind of an agree to disagree energy. You agree to start over. You agree it's okay even if this, whatever this thing is that I figure out, whatever this meeting of the minds is within myself, you're okay with going back to zero, with resetting to zero if you have to. Most times you're not. Well, most people aren't. Maybe you are. I'm always okay with going back to zero if I have to. Maybe you are too. But most people are not. That's why most people will drive the bus right over the fucking cliff rather than, you know, hey, the brakes work. No, I heard they didn't. No, they work. No, I heard they didn't. Do you want to at least try them? No, I don't. Because they don't work. Okay. And they'll go right over the cliff. Turns out the brakes work the whole time, right? Because they're not willing to go back to zero. They're not willing to admit that they got something wrong and then have to go, well, then I was wrong about a lot of things. Oh, crap, right? That kind of thing. In this energy, you're okay with going back to zero. That's what I mean. So even if you are one of those people that doesn't like to go back to zero, that would go over the cliff with the bus, you're okay going back to zero. All right. It's nice. It's good. It's quality energy. Be ashamed to waste it on a bank job or asking some girl or guy out. What's on top? But you do what you want. I'm fine with Ace of Wands. Why is that here? The Fool. Yeah. Again, there's an inherent bravery within the energy. There's a lot of courage here. You just, it's kind of a go for it sort of energy. You're okay with whatever it is that you find. Whatever finds you, whatever meeting of the minds, whatever spiritual tower and hierophant thing sort of rolls in that changes your perspective on something, you're fine with it. You just roll with the energy. We're also in this energy, which I think might even last a little longer. It might last the rest of the month. I'm not sure. But at least a week. You're okay with rolling with the changes, rolling with the punches, rolling with whatever. Okay. What's this new perspective? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the Hangman. It's a new perspective, but it also represents a new direction. Drawn to the raven, chewing on the rope. Here. All right. Why do these cards keep doing this? Look at this. Two of Swords reversed, flipped out of the deck. Crossing the Hangman is disappointment. And why is that here? The Magician. There's something about this energy. This could be very useful energy. I mean, it can. It's most useful internally, but externally, I can see how it would be useful. You're able to adapt quickly. From my person who'd probably most likely pull a bank job with this energy, adaptability is important. You know, it's you don't want to panic if you hear security coming. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. This is wonderful. There's no, you're behaving Well, within the energy, you're behaving like a pro, okay? For whatever it is you're figuring out. Even if it's a therapy thing, you're behaving like a pro. But in your new direction, you come across as very confident. There's a confidence here that rolls in, yeah. 3 of Cups. Effortless emotion, celebration. Things work out for you better. Well, I believe it. There's something holding you back, whatever this is. Whatever this is that needs healing internal, that's why I say it's better to deal with this energy internally. It's something that does hold you back a little bit. Because otherwise, the 2 of Swords would be upright here. You know, it wasn't. It made a point to fly out reverse. Let's talk about the Wheel of Fortune. There's a lot of disappointment. See, things don't always go right in the past. Things, you know, or they're not as great as you thought they'd be. Things are never as great as you think they'll be. It's just how you deal with that realization. Do you let it bum you out, or do you find a way to work with it? That's what this is talking about. You find a way to work with disappointments, setbacks, whatever happens. It's by whatever you're healing here, whatever this contract is healing. You find a better way of dealing with the inevitable setbacks and things not being as great as you thought they were. You could still make them great. You could still have some fun with it, right? All right, here we go. Wheel of Fortune, why is it here? Tell me about it. It's nice. It's good energy. In a nutshell, the environmental energy for the next week or so, I say or so because it could stretch a little longer, has a lot of inherent bravery and courage within it. Use it how you want, but it's best used on something internal. Something you figure out. Right? It's nice. You emerge a whole new you from it. You have the potential to anyway. Who do you want to be? Ask yourself. What do you want your future to be? Who do you want to be? I would want to be this person. Very adaptable, very good, slick, doesn't get jammed up too much on problems or issues if something goes wrong. Well, it's great for my little bank robber viewer, but it's terrific for everybody, right? Why is the Wheel of Fortune here? I assume the bank robber viewer is little. I don't think it's convenient to be 6'5" and try to sneak into places and rob. I think you'd probably be a little guy, right? Like a Ronnie James Dio kind of little guy going in. Although elf in person, right? A dude who's 5'2" would probably be better off than a dude who's 6'5". It's something like that. I mean, I don't know. I'm not an expert, but I have seen the whole season of Leverage, season 1. So I mean, I don't know. Here we go. That's the extent of my burglary knowledge. Again. All right, here we go. The Wheel of Fortune. Let's see where we're at. It's crossed by. Look at this. See that? Look at that. There it is again. From another deck, pretty much. It's a Ace of Pentacles, but it's about the circle. It's about just things changing, things going your way, right? It's about that. It's a long time coming. These are very similar energies, believe it or not. What's going on here? This one you have some control over. You can screw this up, or it gets screwed up. This one doesn't generally get screwed up because it's Major Arcana. Here we got more circles. You're better at flowing through it. So that's why the Wheel of Fortune is the one in the base here. See? You're better at dealing with little things that come up. Two of Pentacles, why is that here? The 9 of Pentacles. You liberate yourself from getting jammed up. That's what it's all about. That's what it keeps talking about. Right? The wheel turns everything. The bridging energy is 10 wands. This is where we get, this is, again, another 10 on top of a 10. In fact, I made a point to show you this card when this one came out. And I showed you this card before this one came out. It's right there. But the 10 of Wands, taking it literally, is you get stressed. It's the end of that. It's the end of getting stressed, the end of getting jammed up. It's a very liberating energy. Things just flow. It's not that everything goes your way once you heal whatever this is that needs healing inside yourself, internally. Or it could be a person that you get rid of that's in your ear and fucks you up all the time and gets you all worried about stuff. I mean, I don't know. It could be that too. It's best used on yourself, all this bravery and healing energy. All right? But once you do it, once you have this meeting of the minds contract internally, things change. You deal with pressure a lot better. And when you do that, your life is a lot more stress-free. You have fun even when things go wrong. Right? It doesn't matter. Speaking for myself, I just let things happen. I let things play out how they're going to play out. I see what's going on, and I work with what I've got. That's what you do. That's why I'm good at working on cars, especially old cars. You have to be like that. There's always a fucking bolt that breaks. It doesn't matter if you know how to take the head off an old engine. It makes no difference. Something's going to go wrong. There's going to be one that won't come out. There's going to be one that breaks. There's going to be one that you can't find anywhere. You got to have custom made because the old one's too rusty. There's always something, right? Something's always jammed up. You just roll with it. Otherwise, it's not fun. You end up getting angry and pissed off and all kinds of stuff. This is an energy that makes you more easygoing once you deal with whatever this is that you need to heal from. I don't know what it is, but there's something you'll figure out. But for some of you, you can use this bravery contained within the energy for whatever you like. It's best utilized internally, though. All right. I think in the astrology, like I said, or may have said, Chiron is involved somewhere. I don't know if it's with the sun, Mars, Venus, or whatever. But I'm not your astrologer, and this ain't your horoscope. See if there's anything else the universe wants to tell you, and we'll get out of here. All right. One card, the crossing card. What else you want to tell my people? Anything? One card, the crossing card. What do you want to tell my people? What do we get here? Page of Wands. The Ace of Wands. There's a lot of, in the collective energy, not necessarily through the soulmate cycle, but it bleeds in the collective large bubble of energies. There's a lot of stress, chaos, anger, worry, all of that. You have the potential here to create a little, a fort, if you will. Kids this age are always creating forts. A little bubble for yourself. A little bubble for yourself to live in and have some little adventures and have some fun and all of that. It sort of disconnects you from the greater energies, and it's nice. It's generally a lightening of things. Not lightning like the rain lightning. I mean a lightening of things. It's nice. It makes your whole life a bit more buoyant. Things a bit more fun. So whatever this is, I don't know, but you'll have the bravery to look at it, which implies that normally you don't, which means you bury it. You bury it under a carpet. It's in a box way in the back of your mind somewhere, right? This time you'll have the bravery to look. Think about something that would be buried in a crate way up in the attic, way up in the back, but you never go look at it because you're afraid to go up in the attic because you hear some shit up there at night, right? Could be bats. It could be a fucking Wolverine. You don't know, right? So this energy would give you the bravery to go up into that attic and open the box and deal with what's in there and maybe deal with the Wolverine too, right? So it's nice, all right? That's this energy. It's probably strongest for the week, but again, you may not be able to fully deal with it until a few weeks down the road. Either way, you're all moving at different speeds on your timeline, but these are the energies we're dealing with as far as the environmental energies this week. A lot of bravery, I will tell you that. That is your reading. And if you work at a bank, make sure you lock your little vault and safe, because somebody might get an idea here. That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. Good luck.